Alrighty, we're back. Got them pasted up. I think we're ready to see what happens. Of the 3 loads of 410 defense ammo we're going to test here on this, we're going to shoot 2 rounds apiece. The first one we're going to shoot is the Winchester PDX-1 defense load. That's the one with the copper-plated disc and the butt. Actually, BB, copper-plated BB. The second one I'm going to shoot is the leather Beloy. Hope I'm saying that right. It's a duplex load as well, just about the same thing, but it's 1 piece of triple-aught buck backed up by lead BB. And the third round is going to be Remington Ultimate Home Defense, a straight 4 triple-aught buck pellets. Let's see what these babies do. I will remind you we are shooting from a distance of 11 feet. The manufacturer, Bond Arms, states that 1 to 21 is the more or less average maximum effective use range for this weapon with these loads. We're going from half the distance, 10, 11 feet. Let's see what they do. And we're going to fire the bottom barrel first. Well, the first round went just fine. The second one, I just had a dead hammer strike. So we're going to sit here for about 10 seconds and give it time to cook off if it decides it wants to. All I have is a slightly dented primer. Let's move that cartridge. It only had a very light strike. We'll move it to the lower barrel and see if it goes now. Right, that one went. All right, second up. Silver Beloy, duplex load. Starting at the bottom barrel. Now that was a milder recoil. I think I got a little bit better coverage. Both barrels fired good that time. I will advise you, if you're going to shoot these shells, carry a little poke rod because I just had used my ink pen. Alright, this is just a regular, everyday Remington Ultra Home Defense. Just 4 little pieces, triple-aught butt. That's got a pretty good charge there, and much closer to point of aim. And that bad boy just about tore my hand off. In all honesty, I think 4 rounds of double-aught buck in a shot column out of this thing works a heck of a lot better than some of this screaming pattern stuff that's going out here. I've got pieces down here, but I will say one thing for every round involved. I have just a few BB strikes here and there. The main heavy projectiles are staying more or less right here in this center. If that's the thoracic cavity from the top of the sternum, that's still a pretty radical wound. I wouldn't want to get hit with them. They're going to spread out some. They're going to run your day. They're certainly ruining the day of the tree I've got this thing backed up against. I'll have to try to figure out where all of that came from. That looks like an entire column right there. I don't know what happened there. I was dealing with an issue. There was twice where I actually got a light strike. I don't know if that was due to the fact that the ammunition, being shotgun ammunition, more or less has different size primer. It may be in there deeper because I dry fired through the already empty barrel, came back to it, fired again, and it went off. I will tell you, when you're shooting these loads, they kick more than the 45 does, obviously. You're throwing a lot of metal and it's a shotgun round. But keep a little stick handy, because sometimes the ends of those shot shells don't want to let go. So it's nice to have a little stick to shove them out with. You don't experience that. The eject assist right there on the side of the barrels for 45 Colt, it works just fine. In fact, a lot of times they just drop out when they're empty and full. But these shot shells, if that gets a little sticky trying to push this little thing, that I'm not happy with the way it's mounted there, because it became very snug, very tight, and I can tell you this screw is standing up taller than it was when I started. So I'm still saying keep your eyes on that. If you're cool with it, you're cool with it. I'm cool with it because I'm never going to shoot this thing much. But keep your eye on that, because right now the spring is cattywampus out from under it, and when I tried to use it to eject, I literally had to pull my ink pen out because they didn't want to fall out. This did not want to move. It still isn't moving to my liking. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So that's 3 different self-defense loads. I've got a couple of stray BBs here, here on the BB loads, but anything that was shooting buck, especially the triple-aught buck, just a straight triple-aught buck, 4 pieces from the Remington, that stuff was just all staying right in there. And I guarantee you that's going to be a really trashy wound to endure. Some of the duplex loads spread out, but they all stayed in a 4 or 5 inch area. So up close and personal, I think they're all going to work pretty good for you. Just remember, as far as my experience is concerned and what I've experienced in doing this, 45 Colt is much more dependable. I've never had any failures on this weapon shooting that, and now I'm shooting shot shells, and I've gotten 2 light strikes that I had to recycle through. and the weapon's firing everything else. But I'm going to go ahead and pop a couple more rounds of 45 Colt through it, just to more or less make sure that I might not have an issue getting ready to present itself. So let's do that. All right, top barrel. Bottom barrel. Right in there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have any issues with that. Just be mindful of the fact that when you're loading these shot shells in, and that was two different manufacturers. Both the Cellar Belay and the Remington both did that, experienced that. So it may just be the fact that the primers are seated a little further, the rim's a little thinner, and the hammer just couldn't hit it good the first time. I don't know. Let's fire a couple more. Finish off this column. Get some top barrel action here. And now a little bottom barrel action. Right in there. Alright, I don't think I'm going to have any more issues. I think it was basically a shot shell issue. I think we're good to go on that. So let's go ahead and retest with a couple more of the Cellar Belay duplex rounds. See if we experience that issue again. Same point of aim. And yeah, I don't know if you heard it, but yes, I just had a dead stick, dead click. I'm going to give it a few seconds. I don't think I'll be carrying any of this trash. Here's the lower barrel. Now that actually bounced a little harder than most of them do. We're going to try the upper barrel again. And another dead strike. Alright, so yeah, 45 Colt all the way, baby. The Winchesters never did it. Maybe they won't. I'll try a couple of them. Coming out of the lower barrel again. I have just a slight primer dent in that primer. We're going to try it at a lower barrel. Another slight, another dry strike. Alright, this stuff is trashy. I ain't liking it at all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there won't be any more of those. I don't know what the issue is. With that. Try a couple more of these Remingtons. Coming out the top barrel. Woo, that's a kicker. I tell you what, you can feel them puppies in your hand. There ain't no doubt to that. At least the Remingtons have a better dependability ratio. Yeah, even got a POS cheap box. Alright. See this stuff right here? Don't buy that. If you do buy that, use it out of a pump action or a double barrel or something, you know. But I wouldn't recommend this in a Derringer. I don't know if it even do worth to give what you need it to do in a Taurus Judge. It might not. All right, here's my takeaway. That Remington Ultra Home Defense, even out of that pistol at 10 to 11 feet, makes a really tight pattern, and even the others do pretty good. The Winchester PDX-1 does good. Stays right in there. Doesn't move around a bunch. Sailor Below might work great in your pump guns or your double barrels or whatever. Might work great in a Taurus Judge. They don't work good at all in a rough and rowdy. So, if you want to try it, try it. But I told you so. You know, make up your own mind. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, well, you've only wasted, I don't know, $14, $15, $16. No. I'll be sticking with the 45 Long Colt, thank you very much. It drills right in there. It goes where it's supposed to go. And its recoil is half of what the average is on these 410 shot shells. I just wanted to give it a trial and kind of see what it did, but they probably work a lot better out of a Judge, but then again, you're going to have multiple projectiles flying down a rifle barrel. I don't know where that's going to go. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go look for a coyote or a hog. It's too pretty out here.